Shawn C with the Hood D. We're back in here again to listen to another DOOM project. This one is under the alias DangerDOOM, and it's called The Mouse in the Mask. You know, after my time with DOOM, I've just come to have so much respect for the individual because I've never seen a person stick to a theme or take a theme and stick to it for what I would consider majority of their discography. I mean, playing the villain is a very dedicated thing to do. You have to be dedicated to the role of playing a villain for it to come off authentic. I mean, being the villain is something that many rappers explore once or twice in their discography. They don't make albums upon albums about it, and they certainly don't go into the intricacies of what it means to be a villain toward their own genre. An artist who has never really come outside of his MO. He's never said, oh, I want to be more popular, so let me start making trendier music. Like, he still hasn't done that, at least not from what I can tell in his discog so far. So I have mad respect and, you know, love for DOOM, just for having themes, sticking to them. I wish more rappers would do that. They don't have to. It's as if they don't realize your life. Unfortunately, I know you're famous, I know you're a celebrity, I know you're in the public eye, but sometimes your life isn't the most interesting thing about you. You know, a thought, it can be an idea that you happen to come across and you explore it for an album, that's fine. But your life being the center of an album, it's just very low subject matter. It's very simplistic, and DOOM makes it a lot more interesting. He makes it a story, makes it just so much more fun. That's just how I interpret his music so far. We got DangerDOOM, The Mouse in the Mask. I know I've been sleeping on him for a couple months. I mean, but I don't want to just keep listening to these projects. I need time to soak them into, and you know, I've been listening to Food, which is my personal favorite from DOOM. Actually, no, Victor Vaughn might be up there too. Vaudeville Villain, Mad Villainy, Operation Doomsday, Born Like This, and I think this is the 7th one that I'm listening to. I'm not sure. I might be missing one project in between this. So far, out of everything I've listened to, I think I favor Food and Vaudeville Villain the most. Without further ado, let's get straight into the video. DangerDOOM, The Mouse in the Mask, El Chupa Libre. Why? What cartoon is that from?
State your intentions. I really love your tape, but I hate your inventions. Very well. What you want, a brownie? You did a solo on the oboe. Could have sold $1 million, then the villain went for Dolo. And creative differences, they a jam. Act like you know, man. Even with the mask on, show me what you own, man. Do my leg got hot like you watch got Kogo, man. What we have here is a
No. You can't just put Inuyasha and Kagome in your song and just throw it in. Like, you can't be a person who raps about being the villain and has interesting concepts and like anime. What's wrong with you? Alright, first track, not bad. Pretty simple beat. These beats still sound so old for it to be a 2005 album. When I think of 2005, I'm thinking of like people like 50 Cent, Kanye, Lil Wayne, whose beats weren't that inventive, but they were still kind of fresher. These just sound very intentionally dated to me, and it adds a little sense of authenticity and a little bit of edginess to it, in my opinion, but I don't know why that is. Track number 2, Sofa King. So you think you're funny. You think you're funny.
Bunch of water to get out the rain. Order a rapper for lunch and spit out the chain. Then kick a lungy off the tip of his timbo and trick a honey dip into a game of strip limbo.
Oh,
he couldn't find X. Knock. Mouse is a made man. Villain laid it down like the best laid plan.
I hear a drum, I hear the bass, and I hear a violin, and this sounds great. These are the interesting beats that I like Doom over. These are the ones that sound the greatest. They're not the freshest, but instrumentally, I don't really see anyone else doing it, like rapping over it. I can't see anybody else rapping over a track like this. Oh. This is my one already. Yo, I can't. Like, look, he's flowing so confidently. Instrumental is like perfectly surrounding him, but he's still the center of attention. I used to watch Aqua Teen Hunger Force, although I didn't like watch a lot of it. Little nods and references he gives to old cartoons and, you know, specifically Adult Swim. Inuyasha was a show that was on Adult Swim. Aqua Teen Hunger Force was a show that was on Adult Swim. I'm surprised I haven't heard a Robot Chicken reference in here. I probably have, I just missed it. He just seems so technical. Let's go to the next track, The Mask. No. Damn. Get away with this old super villain slid in the party for free. Wanna MC, get out of here, kid, you bother me. Who is this? I want to say Ghostface. I want to say Ghostface or I really don't know. I really don't know. So I definitely can enjoy the inclusion of like hidden features. Somebody let me know in the comment section who that was. And once again, in the end of the track, there's like a little mini interlude that goes into another old cartoon where I like his references and these nods to old cinema. Although a bit of the focus is for him to be the villain, he still has these little Easter eggs in the songs for, you know, people who may have been my age that come back to this music. Track number 4. Perfect Hair. Now or never. On a mission with friends of fair weather. Sooner the better. Off to Mount Tuna where your leather prepared sweater. And watch burn your eyes less than fresh as curl sauce. And Brenda, the best machine, it seems his work will never be done. He seeks a ninth level of power. That's what it is. There's always a place for MF Doom. Does anybody else feel like MF Doom's music, or at least from what I've been listening to, is like kind of timeless? Because I know there's a lot of people that have this argument that young people never listen to older music, but MF Doom is an artist who's making music like this in like the early 2000s. Like compared to his, I won't say contemporaries, but compared to the, I guess, more popular rappers at the time, he's still making music specifically with his own sound in mind. So doesn't that technically make MF Doom's music timeless if in 2018 he makes, you know, more music that sounds similar to this instrumentally? He's kind of forcing his music to be timeless. He's making you listen to it. He just seems like so happy doing what he's doing. Like he's really in his element. He's talking about something that he really enjoys, something that he actually likes on this project. The male pattern animated a good laugh like the walk to the bank. I forgot his name. Is he the soda? He's the drink. So did he get the actual voice actors from Aqua Teen Hunger Force? That is so insane. Why isn't there a person that decided to have a conversation or include someone as with all the references to something as simple as Dragon Ball Z, for instance? I wonder why no one ever got the voice actor for Goku or Vegeta to go at him, like pay somebody from the show to participate in your album. Like that would make these albums so much more creative. Instead, everybody just wants to try to glorify their own life, like everybody else in your lane isn't rapping about the same thing. Track number 5, Benzie Box. Oh no. Slap the best on a wireless mic, not an eye test, yet I digress. But why stress? Try and remember when maybe bring word to El Muerto, Cucarata, exoskeleton. What the fuck? Who is this on this hook? Rap these days is like a pain up in the neck. Yep. It's no different 13 years later. He always was a gentleman and kept a pen and a pencil in his mental den, right there next to where the road does walk. I'm trying to look up who that feature was on the hook. That was Ceelo? There is no way. His voice sounds way more high pitched than in. I mean, I don't know. Ceelo. It's tough to. It's not really tough to identify Ceelo. I guess I'm not used to hearing his voice over instrumentals like this. It makes him sound a little bit higher pitched, so I didn't know it was even a male. And I don't know if that solar plexus line was a nod to Hajime no Ippo, the boxing anime. Of course I'm gonna overthink because his lyrics are always layered. Track number 6, Old School Rules. Debatable. 1, 2, 3 in the place to be. MF Doom, Talib, Kweli. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Rhyme stronger than Popeye with the spinach out, gangster like a frog, go courageous cat and in the mouth. Yeah, baby, I'm tripping with the skills when I heard I Okay, I was about to say something, but I feel like I just missed
me and my people break. Like, in order to spit it dope, you gotta have a criminal past that's similar to the cast, the different strokes. Me and my people break bread to this.
And I was just saying this. People feel like the only thing interesting in life as a rapper that you can talk about is a hard upbringing, street life, or your personal life. And that's boring. It's corny. Nobody wants to hear about you. Even if I know who you are, can you try to come up with a theme? Do you honestly think that you're the only person in the world who's had this upbringing? And when he's talking about cartoons, I feel like he's really expressing how cartoons drew us in because they were a world that was so different from our own. Why would I want to hear someone talk about something that I can relate to? I find comfort and I find enjoyability in hearing a story that I have no relation to, or seeing something that I know will never happen. I don't get why everything needs to be relatable. Like, a theme can go a long way. I mean, you're not gonna feel the exact same way at every part of your life, so why make music relatable for that time period? You can make music that's timeless, and in my opinion, that's what MF Doom music is. That's what it's doing for me. You guys might not know, but I've listened to Food and Vaudeville Villain literally 22 times. Okay, maybe not 22, but like definitely over 10. DangerDOOM. These tracks have a connection for me because I actually enjoy hearing what the artist has to say for once, because I know it's not something that I've lived before or something that's been told a million times already.
It's just that I'm old school like that. Roll that rap over stories like that.
Walking to the corner, rhyming in the rain, nose running, break dancing, maybe have to do with killing the cat. What type of chitlins is that? The super villain.
I don't know. I don't tell them again. They don't get it. They not hearing you. I love the point of the track. Love it. Nothing needs to be said. It's so self-explanatory. Track number 7, Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
What are you doing this? I'm rocking. Yeah.
Somebody leave the names too, because only person's name I know is Meatball. Like, I forgot the name of the soda or the drink and the name of the dude that's the fries. I forgot completely.
Hey, genius. You even know what that means? What does it mean? Where's the keyboards and the tambourine and the guitar? You know, I mean...
Oh, the dude with the chest hair. The naked dude with the underwear on.
Upstairs was a crude light. You think that's weird? He lived next door to a food fight. Howdy, danger, much obliged from the beat yard. Even though you still eat lard by the meat ward. Whiskey Shawn, speaking story. What's up with your boy?
This is awesome.
About me being upset about something else. I shouldn't have called you when I did, because I like you so much. I'm really looking forward to what's working.
So he's pretty much inserted himself in the world of the Aqua Teen Hunger Force, and I think that's dope. Next track we got on here is Basket Case.
Diagnosis, shell shock, from totem toes, and still can hear the bells rock. Doc, another loading dose.
Gentlemen, jewelry. This animal here, this Ursa.
With his fist and kept a mirror with a thumb hole. Cell 12 drum roll, old to a gum soul.
Next track we got on here is called No Names, Black Debbie.
Why is she Black Debbie? No, not in a bad way. It's just to tell them apart because she's black.
Who told you, even if it's crap, mind your own business. They raps ain't got no gift like a lonely Christmas. Real phony ones that's hardly fresh. How they manage the deal is anybody's guess. Yours is as good as
Who is he
mine.
talking about?
All I gotta do is get a taste of some of you bagged. And you don't mean coach. Leave your girl around this man whore and she's too screwed. Just in case you really what you wanna do.
I like how this album is just so humorous. It's really not serious at all. It's really just a theme, and MF Doom is kind of like... I could tell MF Doom had a sense of humor based on tracks prior to this, but it's so apparent on this project. Track number 10, Crosshairs. Don't do this to me. What is this a reference to? Because I know I've heard this before.
In the fire, a fryer made of chicken wire, getting sick and tired of a friggin' liar. Pelican with some very soft mangoes, a closet full of skeletons and terry cloth kangos. Since the flow she used was so never too loose. Got no clues like don't get shot for kicks. With the same slick use, plastic fix with floating in the old van. Is what he told a stone fan. Dice nice, I know the price. The arm and the leg, all your life on your ice. Villain, nagging, breathing, old snag, snag a bragger by his mic cord and leave him holding the bag.
Golly. guitar and that little violin, when that came in, like that little peak of the violin was, man, like all my energy is gone. Somebody else in the comment section leave what this reference is, because I can't call it out, or you know, or apparently I'm faking. So I'm gonna let somebody in the comment section say it. But beautiful guitar work. Next track, Mince Meat.
Some cognac, a mic and a headphone, smoke and mirrors, call her in the mix. Did it on the slide before he's going bye-bye, spit it on the fly. Then I left it, then he had to stop, the block was hot peppered. Shepherd, needed the sheep on a douse, a pinch of weed in a
Just some
frat.
drum work.
I'll make mince meat out of that beat. My hook, whole lab look like an ill left jab and hook. Even had a secretary to take.
He definitely made Mince Meat out of that mouse beat. Just, I guess, improving that he can dominate any track. Track number 12, Vats of Urlne.
I am a rap god from beyond the moon.
Everybody talking about pistols, gas is boring. Came with a new topic to flip you, Vats of Urlne. All pro, you don't want to listen, let the cactus get to oozing. If any contestant splash, she's disqualified.
You know, this low key sounds like a Murder She Wrote reference. Doom 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 doom. It's a bit faster though, so maybe not.
Tempted by empty can again, so waiting until we get there, say 2 or 3 minutes.
This track was great, but I really sat here and listened to a track about urine. Next track, Space Hose.
Try to ruin my show, and I get 2 evil guests who are go mad postal.
I love the Space Ghost reference.
Power band monologue, just with the guests. Mad libs, twist the beat and welcome to the desk. With these holding down the control room.
Wow.
And we're back live on the air with Brack. So Brack, how your man got a show that's so whack. Have your own doors work, working the cape and the pantsuit, looking like a straight out bag. It's on Space Hose, coast to coast.
Okay.
You think I'm just gonna hand over my show to you, Doom?
Yeah.
Have you lost your f***ing mind? Listen, I'm not gonna hand my show over to you.
I like the way like that conversation happened. Like he's telling him all the reasons why you're whack and why we should be the ones taking over the show and what we would do with it. Step down. Like he must have been a huge Adult Swim fan to make tracks like this, or a track like this, basically arguing with the host of that show. Final track, Bada Bing.
No pun intended, takes one to know one will know. It's unscented. Yes, mentioned when I said it from the other time. Before everybody and they wonder rhyme. What a crime. Each is the same way.
Oh.
Make one and listen. Titty kissing the city glisten. Depending on from what, without a doubt. That's his name, don't play it out or spray it when you say it out your mouth. Then gave him a cold shoulder for an hour. And told him take a cold shower for faking funk soul power. Stocky, short, and cocky.
Don't pee on him. No.
Had to tell her pops, yo, stop cock blocking, B. Hold something.
You know how savage you gotta be to tell a girl's father to stop cop blocking?
A nice surprise hiding. Took pride in riding in a sly wise guy grin.
Damn, this track is so hard.
Ideals. I can't wait till he dead, let to go. Like a home to a strange whack housewife. Only thing he know is.
You know what? You suck! You suck! Your music sucks! And they hate your sucky, stupid metal face! I hope you could lead a high blood pressure, if you're fried, or even a stroke, heart attack, heart disease. It ain't no starting back once arteries start to squeeze.
Why on earth did you have Meatwad in this album? That is hilarious. Meatwad was going hard though. Don't play him. So that was MF Doom, The Mouse and the Mask. That might be creeping up there for one of my favorite projects too. It doesn't hold the same theme that, you know, being the average villain does. I mean, he's still the villain. He's still aggressive. He's still hard. In no way is it the same way that it pretty much used to be, like on Mad Villainy, on Food, on Vaudeville Villain. In no way is it that same kind of direction. On here, he's making references to all old cartoons and things that he genuinely just enjoys. From Aqua Teen Hunger Force that make a long, you know, I guess, appearance on this album. He keeps it very thematic. There are a lot of references to old Adult Swim TV shows, like the Space Ghost TV show, Aqua Teen Hunger Force, of course. He's got references about Inuyasha. I believe there's a reference in here about Hajime no Ippo, a couple of other animes. And Doom's whole shtick pretty much has been making music to not only appease hip-hop heads, but also to give them something cool and interesting to listen to. He seems to really be against incorporating very corny lyrics, very corny pieces of himself to put into the album unless they're self-deprecating. You can tell he really doesn't have value in any of the things that his contemporaries do. Instead, I think he tries to make projects interesting just by rapping about what he's interested in, forming a theme and forming a kind of an album or a track about something that he genuinely enjoys. And Doom's whole MO, his whole motto, in my opinion, has been one of someone who takes you out of your own world and brings you into a world that he's created. He's not selfish enough to bring you into his own world, meaning he's not going to bring you into an album where all he's doing is rapping about himself. He's going to give you a theme. He's going to give you some sort of blueprint to follow. It's never just about him, because he knows that kind of music is corny. That kind of music is boring. That kind of music doesn't have a lot of staying power. I can appreciate the comedic effect a lot of this album has, ending it with Meat Wad freestyling in a beefy way against, oh wow, Meat Wad beefy. Tracks like Space Hose, him literally inserting himself into the realm of the Aqua Teen Hunger Force. It's not trashy comedy either. If not thought-provoking, I would say it's mentally entertaining. Using references from some of your favorite old TV shows and anime and an artist that you like, inserting himself into that world is one of the things I like so much about MF Doom. Really enjoyed the tracks on here. But yeah, that's about all I got to say on this. It's a pretty good album. And shout out to DangerDOOM because I know it took a lot of creativity to kind of combine everything that would be needed for a very thematic album while making subtle references and music to Adult Swim. I think Doom and DangerMouse work well together. The Mouse in the Mask. Thank you for watching. It's been Shawn C. I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Peace.